Hi everyone, today I wanted to show you my choreg recipe. Choreg is an Armenian Easter sweetbread. I'm going to start with the ingredients, starting with unbleached all-purpose flour, some salt, dry active yeast, flavoring it with some mahlab. I also have black caraway seeds, some mastic, and then some sesame seeds for garnish. I'm going to use this whole chunk of butter and a couple of sticks that were blessed from church. 4 eggs for this recipe, 1 for egg wash mixed with some Greek yogurt. I've got oranges from my backyard for some orange zest, granulated sugar of course, some whole milk if you can get it, your measuring cups of course, and I'm going to use a stand mixer with a paddle attachment and a dough hook and a bench scraper for the shaping. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is grind up some more of my cardamom seeds. I've got some already ground, but I wanted more. I'm going to give that a good grind until it's in its powdered form and then put it in a baggie for later use. I'm going to dry that really well after I wash it and do the same thing to the mastic. Going to add a little bit of sugar to make sure that it turns into a powder. Otherwise, if you grind it, it'll turn into a gum. Now I'm going to cut up my butter. Since I got this straight from the freezer, we want this to be as room temp as possible. And because I'm using these 2 extra little teaspoons of butter, I'm going to take out some of the original butter. I'm going to warm up that milk in the microwave until it's nice and toasty and put in 5 teaspoons of dry active yeast and set that aside with some sugar in it. In the meantime, I'm going to crack my 4 eggs and add everything that's flavored into the egg mixture. That's the mahlab, the mastic, the black caraway seeds, some salt, the orange zest, the cardamom of course, and we're going to give that a really good mix. I'm going to grab my bigger bowl now, show you a little bit what the yeast looks like. And in this bigger bowl, I'm going to sift out about 9 cups of all-purpose flour. If you could get bread flour, it's even better. Now's the time to mix your egg mixture with the milk and yeast mixture. Add in your 2 cups of sugar. And then with the paddle attachment, slowly incorporate all of your flour, or at least most of it. Every house has a different temperature and humidity, and that will affect your dough. I want to show you what it looked like currently. You need just a little bit more flour when it comes to this consistency. So I'm going to go ahead and incorporate that in. You want to knead this for at least 10 minutes with the dough hook. This is the consistency you want before you add your butter. It looks sticky, but you don't want to add more flour at this point. After all the butter is incorporated, you could see now it's not very sticky, but it's all incorporated. I'm going to take all of this out onto my mat and knead by hand for another 2 to 3 minutes, just for that personal touch. After that's all kneaded, I'm going to go ahead and put it in a bowl, imprint a cross on it to bless the dough, and let it rise for 2 hours. This is what it looked like risen. Punch that out, knead it for another minute, and now I'm going to divide my dough into shaping. There's a few basic shapes that you can do with choreg. First and foremost is the 3-strand braid, which you see me doing here. You can make whatever shapes you want. I personally like this one, where you make a 2-strand twist and then roll it onto itself. I made about 4 trays of that dough, and I'm going to let that proof for about an hour. The egg wash is pretty simple. I've got 1 egg and a teaspoon of Greek yogurt that I'm going to mix very well, and then brush over the top of all of my dough. At this point, you can add sesame seeds for garnish and more black caraway seeds if you want that taste. In the oven it goes for 30 minutes, and these are the final results. Such a unique flavor, sweet but not too sweet. One of my favorite things to make. That's all I have for you today. Happy Easter.